Hello and welcome to Express News. Let's begin. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar called for diversifying global economy to reduce reliance on concentrated power. Speaking at the 10th CII India LAC conclave, he emphasized the need for reliable and resilient supply chains in post-COVID era. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also referred to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to Guyana for the India CARICOM summit, saying the potential of the ties with the region lies mainly in trade, technology, tourism, talent and tradition. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri delivered a compelling address during the Raisina DPI conclave. His speech underscored India's unwavering commitment to advancing a trusted, secure and inclusive TPI. India has approved the capital acquisition of plethora of military hardware worth more than 54,000 crore rupees, including airborne early warning and control aircraft systems, torpedoes and engines for T-90 tanks. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon visited India's latest indigenous destroyer INS Surat in Mumbai. Accompanied by Royal New Zealand Navy's Chief of Navy, Luxon received briefing on warship's capabilities. His visit coincides with Royal New Zealand Navy ship HMNZS Takaha's Mumbai visit from the 20th of March. Tata Memorial Hospital in Mumbai has been designated as the anchor agent in India for the International Atomic Energy Agency program for cancer care called Rays of Hope. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Tata Memorial Hospital, the Department of Atomic Energy and the International Atomic Energy Agency on Thursday in Mumbai. Both the houses of India's parliament witnessed disruption on Thursday in the lower house of the parliament. The first adjournment came soon after the house began its sitting amidst sloganeering from the opposition. Indian Parliament's lower house speaker condemned the opposition leaders for not behaving according to the rules and protocols of the house. He also reprimanded the opposition leaders for wearing t-shirts in the house which had slogans written in them and asked the leaders to change. Indian Parliament's upper house, the Rajya Sabha, saw multiple adjournments amidst protests from the opposition. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Jagdeep Thankar, first adjourned the house till 12:15 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time and then again till 2 p.m. before it was adjourned for the entire day. Upper House Chair Thankar called for a meeting of the floor leaders on something which he saw in the house and did not like. Both the houses were adjourned for the day. In a major offensive against the Naxals, at least 24 members of the banned CPIM were killed in two separate encounters in India's central state of Chhattisgarh. 24 Naxals have been gunned down by security forces. In a separate operation in Kankel district, 4 Maoists were killed in an exchange of fire near village Kuruskodo in Chotabetia. Security forces were conducting combing operations when they came under attack and retaliated it strongly. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis met Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates to explore AI applications in governance on Thursday. Their discussions focused on AI uses in healthcare, agriculture and infrastructure. Coming to business now, at close, the Sensex was up 1.19% at 76,348.06. Nifty was up 1.24% to close at 23,190.65. Indian rupee rose 4 paise to close at 86.33 against the US dollar. Crude oil futures slipped 2 rupees to 5,820 rupees per barrel in futures trade, tracking weak overseas demand. Participants trimmed positions amid global cues, while global crude prices edge higher with WTI up 0.63% and Brent up 0.55%. Asian stocks rise, tracking Wall Street gains after the Federal Reserve's rate decision. China's markets lag due to profit-taking after a stellar rally. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index fall 1.1% from a 3-year high as tech stocks weigh amid profit-taking after a stellar rally. Chinese markets also declined with Shanghai Composite down 0.3%. Gold prices maintained a rising momentum for the third consecutive session to reach another all-time high of 89,796 rupees per 10 grams on Thursday. While silver prices saw slight gains on Thursday as 1 kilogram of silver now costs 1,05,100 rupees after a small rise of 100 rupees per kilogram. Laopo, a Chinese heritage gold jewelry brand accredited by the Chinese Gold Association, its share price has reported a tenfold surge since June 2024. Eurozone bond yields slide after US Federal Reserve hints at 2 rate cuts this year. Fed Chair Jerome Powell cites growth risk and impact of Trump's tariffs on US economy. Germany's 10-year bond yields dipped 3 basis points to 2.77% after hitting a 2-week low. 2-year yields sensitive to England's bank policy dropped 3 basis points to 2.16%. Yields had surged to 2.938% last week, which is the highest since October 2023. Traders now see ECB deposit rate at 2.02% in December, down from 2.05% on Wednesday. 50% chance of 25 basis points cut in April. French-German bond yield spread hit 62.3 basis points, which is lowest since mid-July. The Federal Reserve keeps benchmark interest rates unchanged despite trade war concerns. Analysts warn of potential US recession. Fed maintains Fed funds rate change from 4.25 to 4.5% since January, citing economic uncertainty. US Fed Chief Jerome Powell said that the risk of recession had risen slightly in recent weeks but was not yet a cause of concern. US stocks rallied on Wednesday. The S&P 500 gained 60.63 points to end at 5,665.29 points, while the Nasdaq Composite gained 246.67 points to 17,750.79. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 383.32 points or 0.092% to 41,964.63. The dollar steadied near 5 months lows on Thursday after the Federal Reserve indicated rate cuts were likely later this year despite uncertainties around US tariffs. Meanwhile, the Trump Organization is expanding the Indian footprint with new commercial tower project called Trump World Center in the West Indian city of Pune. In a latest, US President Donald Trump is all set to sign a long-anticipated executive order that aims at shutting down the Department of Education, acting on a key campaign pledge according to a White House summary seen by a news agent. Bank of England set to keep interest rates steady at 4.5% amid economic uncertainty. UK inflation remains above 2% target, while trade tensions and tax hikes fuel growth concerns. Russian bombardments in eastern Ukraine have killed several people. Moscow launched large-scale retaliatory drone attack, injuring 10 and sparking fire, despite US President Donald Trump's ceasefire push. US President Donald Trump has offered to take over Ukraine's nuclear power plants as part of a ceasefire deal with Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Kyiv is ready to pause attacks on Russian energy infrastructure. Hamas fired rockets at Tel Aviv on Thursday in response to Israel's Gaza retaliation. The Israeli army intercepted one projectile and reported 2 others that hit in uninhabited areas. US President Donald Trump has said on his Truth social media platform that US strikes on the Houthis will get progressively worse and that they will be completely annihilated. A densely populated neighborhood in Sana'a was left in ruins after US airstrikes targeted the Al Jarraf district, injuring 9 people. The strikes are part of a US retaliation for attacks on shipping in the Red Sea by the Houthis. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has said that a recent letter sent by US President Donald Trump urging new nuclear talks was actually more of a threat and that Tehran would respond soon. European Union leaders arrive at a summit in Brussels. Heads of state and government of the 27 member states, as well as European Union Council President Antonio Costa, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen are participating in the summit. Several critical topics reflecting current geopolitical and economic priorities are expected to be discussed during the 2-day summit. The agenda includes discussions on Ukraine conflict, with a particular focus on a bloc's continued support for Ukraine. Britain is hosting a closed meeting on Thursday of senior military officers from countries keen to help protect an eventual ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. Russia and US are set to discuss Black Sea shipping safety as part of talks on a potential Ukraine peace settlement. The meeting is expected to take place next week in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The White House said on Wednesday that it expects to continue its mass deportation of undocumented migrants and fight unfavorable court rulings, but will comply with judicial orders. US President Donald Trump is expected to sign an executive order on Thursday that aims at shutting down the Department of Education acting on a key campaign pledge. Taiwan conducts drills at an undisclosed location. The drills came just after Chinese military conducted drills with vessels and aircrafts near Taiwan's coast. South Korea and the United States wrapped up on Thursday 11 days of annual joint military drills known as Freedom Shield. The exercise was held in Yeoncheon and involved some 600 troops as well as 100 armoured vehicles and aircraft. Turkey seized the construction company co-owned by detained Istanbul Mayor Ekrem on Thursday. Thousands of protesters took to the streets of Istanbul to protest the arrest of the city's mayor. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said that his government would not seek conflict with longtime foe Eritrea over sea access. Now, this is after regional officials warned of a possible war between the East African neighbours. Time to take a short break. We'll be right back.
इंडिया में जितने इंडियंस हैं उतने ही इंडियाज भी. So for the record, this is my India.
This is my Undekha, Unsuna.
Unbelievable India.
This is my favorite designer wear wala India.
My Sakhat Energy Hero India.
এই হলো আমার দুর্দান্ত রোড ট্রিপের ইন্ডিয়া.
So India, join the Waves Explorer Challenge.
Show us what makes you say, for the record.
This is my India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching Express News. Let's continue. Intense rainfall has swollen a river, flooding a small town within the Lake Titicaca watershed in southern Peru. Surging waters caused significant damage to crops, roads, homes and a primary school. Peru's National Meteorological Service forecasts that rains will intensify over the weekend. It will further impact the river volumes within the Titicaca watershed. In Ankara, a sudden drop of 15 degrees Celsius triggered snowfall, indicating a shift from potentially warmer conditions to winter weather. After several days of spring-like weather, Turkey experienced a sudden return to winter. Forecasters have also predicted snowfall in central and eastern Anatolia by next week. A rapidly intensifying low-pressure system unleashed heavy snow and strong winds across much of Japan, stretching from northern to western regions. Heavy snowfall is also anticipated, particularly in mountainous regions including Kyushu, Chogoku and Shikoku. Tourists in India's Srinagar embraced the winter chill as they enjoyed Shikara rides on the Dal Lake. Despite the chill, tourists are flocking to the region, enjoying the weather and the scenic views. The weather forecast for the coming days indicates a gradual rise in temperatures over northwest India, while central India, interior Maharashtra and eastern parts will experience slight fluctuations. Heatwave conditions are expected in isolated areas of Indian states of Odisha, Gujarat and Karnataka. Hot and humid conditions are very likely to prevail in isolated pockets over coastal areas of Gujarat state till Friday and over interior Karnataka till the 20th of March. According to Indian Meteorological Department, the maximum temperatures are likely to rise to 40 degrees Celsius by the end of March in northwest and central states. World Sparrow Day is being celebrated today globally with the theme called A Tribute to Nature's Tiny Messengers. The day aims at raising awareness about the declining sparrow population and promote conservation efforts. Finland once again tops the World Happiness Report, which was released on Thursday. Finland remained in the top spot for an 8th year with an average score of 7.75. Finland remained in the top spot, followed by Denmark, Iceland and Sweden. The US fell to the 24th place, its lowest ever level in the global ranking. The London Original Print Fair celebrates its 40th anniversary with an array of works spanning from old masters of contemporary creations. Running from the 20th till the 23rd of March, this year's edition features more than 40 studios, dealers and publishers with displayed work. It is London's longest-running art fair. A special exhibition of sacred Islamic relics opened in Konya as part of Ramadan festivities. The Sacred Relics exhibition features precious artifacts including Prophet Muhammad's beard and historic Kaaba coverings. Visitors expressed deep emotional responses when viewing the sacred items at the exhibit, particularly the Prophet's personal effects and Kaaba artifacts. The showcase has detailed models of important mosques alongside the religious relics. Hundreds of Muslims break their fast at Turkish mosque in Washington. Opened in 2016, the Diyanat Center of America is not only a gathering place for the Turks, but also for Muslims from all across the background. At the Diyanat Center in Maryland, thousands of people break their fast daily with traditional Turkish meals. After iftar, worshippers were seen standing in rows for prayer. Hundreds of people from different religions took part in the iftar in India's Coimbatore. The event aims at promoting communal harmony and understanding between people of different religions. Turkmenistan celebrates spring holiday Nowroz. An event was organized in the foothills of the Kopidak. The holiday featured songs and poems dedicated to Nowroz and the national traditions of Turkmenistan. People were able to see ancient crafts such as silk and carpet making. Twin panda cubs go on first outdoor adventure at Berlin Zoo. The duo were seen playing in an outdoor area of the panda garden. Locals in Tampere in southwest Finland enjoyed a sauna session on a rotating ice disc and ice carousel on a lake. The carousel was operational for one day, but due to nighttime temperatures of minus 15 degrees Celsius, it froze over again. An early flowering variety of cherry blossoms are in full bloom at Tokyo's Ueno Park, drawing crowds of delighted spectators. Nowroz festivities have kicked off across the Turkic world, marking the start of spring and symbolizing hope and fertility. In Kazakhstan, over 3,000 schoolgirls in Astana set a record with the Kamache dance. In Turkmenistan, locals prepared the traditional Semini dessert and performed dances in vibrant attire. Marking 50 years since South Vietnam's liberation, Tunnel Sun in the Dark premieres nationwide on the 4th of April. The film Tunnel Sun in the Dark recreates the lives of guerrilla fighters in the Cu Chi Tunnel during the Vietnam War's most intense phase. Lily Gladstone and Bao In-young premieres Starry, the Wedding Banquet remake in London. Actors said their romantic comedy, The Wedding Banquet, speaks to the new generation. The Wedding Banquet begins its global cinematic rollout on the 18th of April. The film also stars Oscar-winning South Korean actress Yoon Yoo-jung. Kanye West has once again made headlines with a surprise album release. The rapper dropped his new project called Bully on social media through short film. Ed Sheeran is gearing up to release new music with the announcement of his upcoming single Azizam. The singer shared a sneak peek of the track on Instagram, offering fans a taste of what is to come. Neeraj Pandey is set to bring yet another gripping thriller to the web space with Khaki, the Bengal chapter, the second installment in his hit franchise on Netflix India with a cast comprising of mostly Bengali actors. Vicky Kaushal's Chhawa has now cemented its place as the fourth biggest Bollywood hit at the end of 30 days. The film has amassed 541.55 crore rupees in India. The second edition of Halo India Para Games kicked off in the national capital on Thursday. The games will be held in 6 disciplines and will run until the 27th of March. BCCI announces a cash reward of $6.7 million for Team India after winning the ICC Champions Trophy 2025. Riyan Parag will lead Rajasthan Royals for the first 3 matches of IPL. Full-time skipper Sanju Samson is yet to be cleared by BCCI's Centre of Excellence for Wicket-keeping. Japan beat Bahrain 2-0 in Saitama on Thursday to become the first team to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Australia secured comfortable 5-1 victory over Patrick Kluivert's Indonesia in a World Cup qualifier on Thursday to solidify second place in Asian Group C. In tennis, Australia's Nick Kyrgios defeated Mackenzie McDonald in the first round of the Miami Open to earn his first victory since October 2022. In women's singles, former US champion Emma Raducanu brushed aside Japanese Sayaka Ishii by 6-2, 6-1 to make it to the second round. Boxing has been included in the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic program after a unanimous vote from the International Olympic Committee. Outgoing International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach was named honorary president for life on Wednesday. Bach is due to step down in June after 12 years in charge. The IOC will elect a new president on Thursday with 6 men and 1 women vying to replace Thomas Bach. The elections takes place at the 144th session in Greece. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu suffered an early exit at the Swiss Open. Sindhu succumbed to world number 31 Julie Jacobson in a contest that lasted for 61 minutes. New Zealand runner Sam scripted history by becoming the first 15-year-old to break the 4-minute barrier in a mile. In Major League Baseball, Shohei Ohtani hit a home run to lead the Los Angeles Dodgers to a 6-3 victory over the Chicago Cubs in Tokyo on Wednesday. A groundbreaking moment for Indian football as the German Football Association and TSG Hoffenheim are in collaboration with TCG Digital, having introduced revolutionary technology. And former Formula One team boss Eddie Jordan has died of prostate cancer, aged 76, at his home in South Africa. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. Keep watching. Namaskar.